Hello, it's LaDonya here from Keep It Crafty with LaDonya, and I thought I would show you something today that I like to do, which is decorating my envelopes. I've hand drawn this banner and then fussy cut it out. Just drawn it onto a sticky note, and then I'm going to trace around it with a blunt pencil because I don't want any harsh lines at the ends. But by tracing it out just roughly, it just helps when it comes time to draw in the lines at the ends. So I'm going to use the art gallery stamp set, which I treat myself to with a little bit of Christmas money that I got, and it's a really pretty stamp set. It's got some lovely flowers in. And obviously it's I've made a bit of a mess there, but that all rubs out at the ends, which is not a problem. So I'm just going to lift the flap up and keep the flap up as much as possible when I'm stamping. And I'm going to use, I'm going to do red flowers. So I'm going to do the main part of the flower, do this part in real red, and then go over it with the cherry cobbler for the detailed part. But I've kept the banner lower, so as then we've still got space up here for postage stamps if it's going through somebody's letterbox. And then we just stamp, and it's really quite easy but very effective. And then I thought I would come in and try and do some leaves with some old olive, because that's another one of my favourite colours. Now again, you can put as many or as few on as you like. You can go the whole way round, or you can just do a corner, because obviously we will fill the banner in with ink at the end, so as it's still bold and easy to distinguish between the writing and the rest of it. So I'm going to get the cherry cobbler now and then do the detailed part. I hope I don't get my head in the way of the camera, but we shall see. So there's one. It's not quite lined up, but that's one of the reasons I like this. It doesn't have to be, it still looks just as good. So that's one, and then we'll do this one here. And I've also gone ahead and stamped on some post-it notes the flower itself and fussy cut that out, so as then we can add that on when we're doing the leaves. There we go. So that's the flowers done. And then if we just mask those up, just take a moment to get them lined up as best as you can. Obviously with my head not being over the top when I'm been stamping the detailed parts, it's not perfectly lined up, so the mask won't cover it exactly, but it will be close enough. And the joy of crafting is that not everything comes out the same anyway. So I'm going to use old olive for the leaves, but we've got to be a little bit cautious with the leaves, because obviously we've got a stem up the middle there, which we don't really want. Well, not on here anyway, because they're not there as the stems, they're there just as the leaves. So I'm just going to try and ink up the sides without inking up the stem. Bottom of the stem is okay because that will be on the mask anyway, so let's see how we go. There we go, that was quite nice. And just remembering to not ink that top part of the stem up. Then we can just put in some touches of the leaves rather than the whole stamp, so as it just looks like there's some there. I think I'm happy with that. Just a nice, relatively simple one today. And then we have this. Now I usually go over, I've got a pot full of different colour Sharpie pens. I usually use a Sharpie to draw in my lines. But if you're using some of the alcohol pens, they're probably a bit more juicy, so you might want to just put an extra piece of card inside so as it doesn't come through onto the back, because that wouldn't have the effect that you would want. So now I'm just going to go over my pencil lines, and obviously then if I need to move it slightly because of the stamping, I can do. But I do think this looks very pretty. When I first started doing these, I kept them quite simple because I wasn't 100% sure that they would go through the postal service okay. But I have not had one not arrive yet, and I've been doing some that are almost completely covered. Just as long as we keep the banner so as the address can be read nice and space for the stamp, then we should be okay. Right, so now we've just got to finish the banner off. So I'm going to come across here and then join that up to there, and then put that line in there, and that gives the banner effect. So now I've gone a bit wonky with that, so I'm going to have to straighten that bit up. So we go across here, let's try and straighten that up a little bit. There we go, to there, and then join that corner to that corner, and there we have a banner on an envelope ready to go through the post. And I think that is a really effective and pretty thing to receive in the post. It's just that something a little bit different than the average letters, which are probably bills, let's face it. I really enjoy doing this. I don't always do it, but sometimes it's just fun to sit and do half a dozen envelopes, and usually I try and match the card with the set that I use on the envelope as well, just to make it that bit more personal. And I think it is really pretty, and I hope you like it too. So that's that done. Now for the ladies who watched my video yesterday, I say yesterday because I filmed it yesterday, but I'm not going to put this one up today. I did do my yellow one, and my strips wasn't long enough to go all the way from corner to corner, so I did this. I've got some Winker Stella on the sun. I don't know if you can pick the Winker Stella up, but my daughter is just starting out on a new Open University course, so I thought I would just send her a card to say, you've got this, I know you can do it. And I've stamped inside, you have what it takes to be unstoppable, and I couldn't be more proud, because that is true. That is absolutely true. But what I did find out about this was that you can, with your 6x6 papers, cut a 1-inch strip off, because you don't need it. You can do this with a 5-inch width piece of paper. So if you watched it yesterday, that's a little add-on from yesterday. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye.